The Nebraska baseball team is just about ready to kick off their 2017 season. The Huskers will travel to Tempe, Arizona to face the UC Riverside Highlanders in a 4-game series. For the first time since 2008, Nebraska will open their season with a doubleheader. Due to impending weather in the Tempe area, Nebraska will play 2 with the Highlanders Friday. The first game starts at 2 p.m. Central. Saturday's game will start at 1, and Sunday's series finale will be at 2. Head coach Darren Erstad met with the media at Haymarket Park Wednesday to preview the weekend. The 6th-year head coach says he's grateful for the warm weather over the past few days, which has allowed his team to get live action on the dirt.
We have great facilities indoors. We can get everything in, but definitely to get guys the spikes on their feet, take some ground balls in the dirt, get those initial blisters out of the way of running on and off the field. We were able to scrimmage for about 8 innings each day on the weekend, so saw a lot of the things you usually see in the first weekend, so hopefully it'll be a little less of that in the first weekend of actual playing.
Matt Walden will start on the mound in Game 1. Freshman Paul Tillotson will start Game 2. Ben Miller will pitch and DH Game 3, while Jake Myers will start Game 4. Sophomore closer and Big Ten Freshman of the Year Chad Linsman was named to the Stopper of the Year watch list by the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association this week. The award is given to the top relief pitcher in Division I college baseball. Linsman was phenomenal as the closer last year, notching 13 saves in 14 attempts. Linsman said Wednesday the bullpen should be strong with many arms returning, along with some youngsters looking to prove themselves.
I think we have a lot more experience coming back in the bullpen, and I think the freshmen, will be able to add something to that. Especially with the guys coming back for their second year, they've gotten out there, they know what it's like, and you have guys come back off injuries, and that'll help add some depth.
Nebraska returns their entire weekend rotation from last year and will add 3 new freshmen to the pitching staff. The Nebraska women's basketball team is back home tonight after a week off, facing number 12 Ohio State. Tip-off from Pinnacle Bank Arena is set for 7 p.m. The game will stream live on BTN+. Ohio State beat Nebraska in Columbus on January 29th, 95-75. The Buckeyes have won 8 straight and sit a half game out of first place in the Big Ten. Nebraska, meanwhile, has lost 7 in a row. They sit a half game out of last place in the conference. Ohio State has won the last 3 meetings with the Huskers. Former Huskers Nate Gary and Sethan Carter received an official invite to the NFL Combine Wednesday. The Combine runs from February 28th through March 6th at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Carter is attempting to become the first Husker tight end to be drafted since Tracy Wistrom in 2002. He finished his career with 59 catches, 744 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He also had that rushing touchdown against Rutgers in 2015. Gary, meanwhile, had 4 picks this year and 13 in his career. That ties for second on NU's all-time career interceptions list. He also finished 6th all-time in career tackles with 273. 40 of those came this season. Nebraska has had multiple players drafted every year since 1963. That's the longest streak in college football. In other football news, linebackers coach Trent Bray and defensive line coach John Perrella received pay raises for the upcoming season. Bray is slated to make $400,000. That's up $75,000 from last year. Perrella will make $272,500, an increase of more than $20,000. This is set to be the highest paid coaching staff in the program's history. Big Ten basketball last night. Number 23 Maryland traveling to Northwestern. A top 4 matchup in the Big Ten standings. Melo Trimble with a nice feed to the big man DeMonte Dodd. Big time jam. Maryland by 7 seconds left till half. Trimble drives the lane, basket, and 1. The 32-22 Terps at the break. Trimble had a career high 32 points. As you watch him here, 12 of 17 from the floor. Maryland would go up 20. Wildcats trying to rally late. Vic Law with a fadeaway bucket. Law had a dozen, but too much Maryland in this one. They hit 8 threes and win 74-64. Thriller in the Twin Cities, Indiana taking on Minnesota. This game had 10 lead changes, 45 seconds left, and Nate Mason was an absolute stud for the Gophers last night. Puts Minnesota up 1 there. Mason a game-high 30 points. 10 seconds left now. Hoosiers by 1. Akeem Springs here, fires from the corner. He will miss, but somehow grabs his own rebound and banks it off the square. The barn ablaze with excitement. Indiana with 1 more chance, 2.5 left. James Blackman pulls up, but it wasn't meant to be for Indiana. Minnesota beats the Hoosiers for the first time in 3 years, 75-74. IU has dropped 4 in a row. Busy times in Husker Nation. The softball team plays Pitt and Florida State in Tallahassee this weekend. The men's basketball team is at Ohio State Saturday, and spring football starts 2 weeks from Saturday. Guys?